Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Meiling Li. I'm your next presenter here. Let me share my screen to do a brief introduction about myself first, and then let's get into the topic. Okay. Hi. So again, my name is Meiling Li. My educational background is gonna be a PhD candidate at UEWN, University of East West Medicine. I'm also currently a master's student at the same school and already applied for the PhD program in the same school. I got my Bachelor of Science degree. Major is going to be in biology, system physiology. That was in Southeast State University in 2012. I have a minor in computer science and chemistry. I'm holding an active insurance license right now, life and health, and that was since August 23rd, 2010. So if you have any insurance question regarding billing, which is I'm gonna talk about this on the next section of the class. So make sure you stay tuned and don't stay away, okay? Stay with me. All right, let's get started. So now what we're gonna talk about in this section is gonna be for California Acupuncture Clinic Safety and Compliance Checklist. Petitioners need to have a licensing and documentation at all time. So the detailed requirements is display a current California acupuncture license, wall license. So what does it mean is that when you get your license, you have to print it out, pull it where the area you're trying to get it practice, such as like you might want to initially rent a room or really nice office. The license need to be able to see by all patients who walk into that door. So my recommendation is gonna be like when you walk inside the door, when you see what the license is, supposed to be the most brightened side, either on the reception desk or somewhere on the wall they can see and inspect. The law also requires you to carry a valid pocket license when you provide treatments outside the primary clinical location. So such as like when you're trying to help a patient, they give you a call, you're trying to help them do the acupuncture or cupping and treatment at home because maybe they cannot go to your clinic, they have to watch the kids, or other reasons that they cannot see you in the clinic. You always need to carry your pocket license. You also need to maintain a clean needle technique certification records for all licensed petitioner. You also need to ensure continuing education credits are completed on time and documented for audit. Maintain professional liability and malpractice insurance with adequate coverage limits. So if you ask me, hey May, do you sell those insurance? Excuse me. I will just have to tell you, sorry. I don't sell those coverage insurance. Okay. My recommendation is to find a commercial insurance agent or broker. Talk to them. They will ask you all kinds of questions like what's your sales goals gonna be, what's your patient flow, and how much coverage you think is gonna be accurate enough. So I would say it really depends on the volume and size of your business. Make sure that you need to get those data updated with your insurance agent every single year when your license or when your insurance coverage ended and before next started. Now, you don't want to have a gap period. So when you have a gap period, which means that in between your old policy ended and before the next policy starts, you don't want to have like a space in between, such as like your old insurance will end on December 31st, 2025 this year, but then the next one won't kick in until January 10th. That will create a 10 days space window. You don't have insurance coverage. If anything goes wrong within those 10 days window, you're in big trouble. You work so hard to get your license, you don't want to mess up your business because you don't have the insurance coverage. So happen that someone gonna sue you or someone complain something, and only insurance can help you deal with it, right? So make sure that like talk to your agent and have it updated with them. Try not to hide your sales amount because sometimes your malpractice liability insurance really related to how much sales you have. So talk to them, please, okay? Here there's an update for the continued education requirement from state of California. Licensee must complete 50 hours of board approval continued education every 2 years to renew an active license. This haven't changed. For initial licensee issue less than 2 years, prorated requirement apply. 35 hours for 13 to 16 months. What it means is that like if you have your license, but then when you renew, it's going to be 13 to 6 months later,